So in the third experiment or third exercise of lab number 8, we had to do the latch, which is this diagram over here, in which, as you can see, we only have two inputs, data, D, and enable. And D is, well, it's separated into two. We have D negative and D. In this triangle over here, we can see it is negated. So to do that, we used a 74LS04, which is a hex inverter, and we have our two outputs of D separated. So this is going to be D negative, and the other one over here, here is going to be our D, which goes straight to the latch. Both go to the latch, one after being negated. And the other one is our enable, which enables the toggling or the change of states. So yeah, and to demonstrate how it works, first we have our first state, which is D is 0 and D negative is 1. So as you can see, I'm not pressing D, so it's a 0, which is negated, so it goes as a 1. And we have our input as our output, as a Q. So now if I press to switch them, nothing happens because I need to enable it. So I enable and then it switches. But here, you cannot see, but if I enable it and then remove the D, it will return to the previous state. Yeah, so it returns to the previous state because I'm still enabling it, and D returns to being a 0 and D negated to being a 1. So if I enable D, right now as I'm pressing it, is 1, so Q negated is on. So if I stop enabling it, now it will be saved in this state. But if I enable again, as D is 0 and D negated is 1, it will return to the previous state. So this is kind of a problem with the D latch, because you have to not time, but do some kind of weird stuff with the buttons to change the data, enable, then stop enabling it, and then you can, nothing will happen if you change data because it isn't enabled. And it doesn't matter if you're not pressing D, if you enabling it, it will return to the previous state. So that's how a D latch works.